Overwhelm. Another emotion that, at least anecdotally to me, seems we talk about a lot more, particularly over the last handful of years, is overwhelm. And again, I get it. I get that we as humans live more full on, busy, challenging lives than probably at any point in history. I get that we're more constantly contactable. I get that we have less real downtime than at any point in the past. But I also get that overwhelm, much like anxiety, isn't fundamentally just a bad thing. Overwhelm, again, can be seen to some degree as an emotion of growth. It shows we're challenging ourselves. If we don't feel any overwhelm whatsoever, chances are we're not going to be pushing ourselves very hard. If anything, a lot of negative emotions you can only avoid short term, and complete avoidance of them short term creates them in greater quantities and in worse ways later on. If we avoid ever feeling overwhelmed or anxious, chances are we're going to create a life that has a lot more overwhelm and anxiety down the line. If we avoid that short term initial discomfort of a challenging situation, we create greater challenge. If we avoid workouts, we create a body we like the look and feel of and serves us less well further down the line. If we avoid that difficult conversation at work or with our partner, we end up further down the line with a job we're performing less well in, a relationship we're enjoying less, and so on. So again, overwhelm isn't automatically a bad thing. It shows you're trying. However, there are probably a few things we can change that will decrease the severity of it. I find that no matter how busy I am work-wise, if I don't have my phone on me, I feel less overwhelmed. It's not the entirety of the situation, but also having all those extra things flashing into my brain when I check social media, when I feel that I'm constantly being bombarded by messages, etc., definitely makes it feel worse, and actually means that I address the things that need to be done most urgently less. Also, what often happens is when we see everything as being equally important, nothing particularly is important, and everything feels overwhelming. Chances are, out of all the things that we perhaps intend to or want to do over the course of a day or a week or a month, there are a handful there that are much more important, that if they don't get done, have a much more perhaps negative consequence. And there are some things in there that we could just choose not to do, and a mixture of things in between. When everything is seen as equally important, nothing is important. Everything becomes overwhelming. So the more we can get clear on what is important to us, what we value in life, the kind of life we want to live, the kind of person we want to be, and how those different things tie into that, the more clear we can get on what actually is important to us, and the more we can let go of the things that perhaps are less important to us, but that maybe to some degree we feel we ought to care about or do. So again, in recap, overwhelm, not automatically a bad thing, shows we're challenging ourselves and pushing ourselves. If we accept that not everything is equally important and get clear on what is important to us, what we value, the kind of life we want to live, and how those things tie into that, again, we're likely to experience less of that emotion.